Émile Durkheim, widely recognised as the father of sociology, was responsible for establishing the discipline as a legitimate academic science. He attempted to develop a scientific understanding of the forces that hold society together and the factors that contribute to social cohesion. Durkheim believed that society should be studied as a thing, with observable properties that ought to be studied scientifically. His work established the basic language of sociology and continues to serve as a foundation to the discipline. This film will explore some of Durkheim's major conceptual contributions, including social facts, social solidarity, the collective conscience, and anomie. Durkheim introduced the concept of social facts, ways of acting, thinking, and feeling that are both external and coercive. They exist outside of the individual, but exert control over them. Social facts are external and coercive, shaping how we interact and understand the world. One example of a social fact is money. Money exists as an external force. Individuals give it value through their interactions, but it exists externally from any one individual.
Tom first used it as a medium of exchange for goods. Mr. Kelly received it as a medium of exchange for services. It was convenient for him to carry around and use for any business transaction. And no one ever questioned that it was worth $5 because its value has been fixed and guaranteed by the government.
Money shapes the way we think, behave, and interact with others. It governs the way we value goods and services, provide for our basic needs, and the way we structure society. Laws are another example of a social fact. Laws restrict our behaviour and carry penalties for violation. As with money, laws are not produced by any one individual. They are a social product, external to the individual and coercive of our thinking and behaviour. In the same way, language is inherited through socialisation. It governs how we think and communicate with each other. Family roles, education systems, etiquette, crime rates, political ideology, fashion, and so on are all examples of social facts. All are external to the individual and coercive over their thoughts, feelings, opportunities, and behaviours.
It takes everybody to build this land, the butcher and the baker and the grocery man. The man who owns them runs the train, and the farmer cutting wheat on the Kansas plain. The teacher, the preacher, the housewife and the sailor will all work behind the doctor and the tailor. They're working in the city while we're working in the woods, and we'll all work together to deliver the goods, and we'll all work together to deliver the goods. It takes everybody to build this life. And we all depend on people we've never even met. We depend on all kinds of specialists we never even see, making our clothing, building our houses, and getting us food.
Durkheim argued that societies are held together by the collective conscience, the shared beliefs and moral values that unify members of a society. He used the idea of social solidarity to explain how individuals are bound together. Smaller, traditional societies are based on what he calls mechanical solidarity. In these societies, people feel connected because they share similar work, beliefs, and lifestyles. As societies grow larger, denser, and more complex, they shift towards organic solidarity. These societies are held together by interdependence. Each individual performs a specialized role, and cohesion depends on the smooth functioning of the whole. In both cases, solidarity is sustained by the collective conscience. Whether through shared values or mutual dependence, social bonds are reinforced. It is through this that social order is maintained. The collective conscience is maintained through socialization. Institutions such as the family, religion, and education transmit values across generations. Durkheim believed that education was especially important, with religious education and history playing a key role in reinforcing shared moral values. He believed religion was not just about belief in gods, but also about the social function of collective worship. By worshipping together, individuals experience what Durkheim called collective effervescence, a feeling of energy and unity during shared rituals. Through religious worship, people come to see themselves as part of something greater than themselves. The collective conscience acts as the glue that holds social groups together. But what happens when that glue weakens?
They found out that they can't destroy us from without until first they weaken us from within. And John, they think they can do it. Every reason to think so. Historian Arnold Toynbee points out that's how 19 out of 21 nations have gone down the drain before us. Internal decay. The breakdown of moral, ethical, and religious principles.
Anomie is a state of normlessness. It arises when social norms and values become unclear or break down altogether. Durkheim described it as a state of moral deregulation and absence of legitimate aspirations. Anomie often emerges during periods of rapid social change, economic instability, and institutional failure. One clear example is riots and protests. These often arise when economic and social structures fail to provide stability, causing people to question the norms that once governed their lives. In countries like the US and the UK, such events have followed deep inequality, disconnection, and political conflict. Another example is war. War results from the breakdown of relationships between governments and nations, and it often destroys the very institutions, schools, hospitals, and workplaces that reinforce the collective conscience. Without them, the norms that guide behaviour disintegrate. People are left isolated, anxious, and uncertain. Anomie is not simply chaos, it is a social condition, the social and psychological result of a broken moral order. Durkheim believed that the way societies prevent and respond to anomie is by reinforcing the collective conscience and renewing the moral bonds that bind societies together. This is achieved through strong, functional institutions, effective education, and the continued transmission of shared values. Schools teach not only knowledge, but also discipline, and they reinforce a sense of belonging. Religious ceremonies bring people together and reinforce collective beliefs. Legal systems help to maintain order and reaffirm social expectations, and so on. When institutions are strong and integrated, individuals are more likely to feel connected. They have purpose and feel a sense of belonging. In this way, society is able to prevent anomie and maintain or restore stability when it arises. Durkheim's theories shaped our basic sociological understanding of stability in society. The concept of social facts shows us that individual behaviour is shaped by external forces. The collective conscience explains how shared values hold us together, and anomie shows what happens when those values collapse. Durkheim provides us with the fundamental ideas and language of sociology, and his ideas remain essential for understanding the social world.